fire delay.
A ball and a strike is the count. The youngster from Cuba. He's 7-3, a 3.30 earned run average. He has walked only 11 men in 93 innings. That should be easy, and it is. One down.
Well, you don't often see a pitcher be able to jam Dion quite like that, but that was an excellent pitch by Arocha. You see his numbers, and as Skip told you, excellent control, but he has 51 strikeouts also, so averaging a strikeout about every other inning, and he's allowed 8 home runs on the year.
He got off to a great start, then ran into an injury problem. The fans continue to file in here. We're going to have about 20-25,000. 0-1 the count. Here's those lineups we just gave you.
And you can see Ron Gant hitting third tonight, Fred McGriff cleanup, David Justice fifth, and Pendleton sixth. That was the lineup a lot of people were speculating about as to how it would shake out. With a right-hander on the mound, it's still going to be Ron Gant batting third.
0-2 is the count. A little bit inside, a ball and 2 strikes. Are we on radio now still too? Does anybody know what's happening?
I believe we are.
Okay, so you television fans, bear with us. We're going to do a little radio thing until they get on the air. The pitch is strike 3 called. A breaking ball on the outside corner. Blauser is caught looking, and 2 are down. And Ron Gant will be the batter.
Arocha's 27 years old, 6 feet, 180 pounds. And for you folks watching on TV, you see not only does he have a pretty good tailing fastball, but a good slider as well, and that's what struck out Blauser.
Ron Gant is the batter. 2 out, nobody aboard. Fred McGriff moves on deck. 0-1 the count.
I understand a couple of more Cuban nationals defected when their amateur team was playing, I believe, up in Buffalo.
Yeah, one guy hopped over a fence and vanished, I know. Well, they got some great athletes over there, and he's got a good fastball, though he missed inside. A ball and a strike to count. One and 2 the count.
Ron Gant showing bunt, trying to get Todd Zeal to pull in a little bit, and I don't think that that's going to work because Zeal is going to play a little bit deeper.
Here's the pitch. Just missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, we think, is the count. Two out, nobody aboard. Little squiver to short. The Wizard of Oz has it. And the inning quickly comes to a close. Nothing doing. We've played 1 and we are scoreless.
Triumph in Tokyo. Floods at home. Gays in uniform. Issues for President Bill Clinton on a special Larry King Live. An interview with the president and your phone calls tonight, 9 Eastern on CNN.
How do you improve on 92's best baseball cards? You give them the same UV treatment, then add even more gold foil stamping. You dramatically improve the backs and set new standards for limited edition subsets with more intense action, higher impact design, electrifying graphics, and foil stamping on both sides. 93.
The fire department did a great job too. Once they got here, there was so much gridlock between the rush hour traffic and the traffic getting to the stadium. They had an awful time getting over here, but they took care of business in a hurry.
The impressive thing to me was that there were not any trucks in the stadium yet, but there was.
That's an easy. Whoops, we're on Radio 2. Fly ball right field. David Justice is there. He's got it. 1 down. Sorry, folks.
Impressive thing to me was suddenly you saw sprays of water in the midst of those raging flames. There were individuals in there with tanks trying to put the fire out, or at least start putting the fire out before the trucks even got inside the stadium.
Mark Whitten is the batter. He's been red hot. He had 3 home runs in the Houston series, hit 1 here last night, and made As good a throw as I've ever seen to gun down Ron Gant at the plate. Off stride, but he hit it hard to left field, and Ron Gant has it 2 down. He was out in front, but kept his hands back, hit the ball sharply, but out, and 2 are gone. 2 are gone. Here's Brian Jordan, the former football player. It's a time of year for 2-a-days for him, so he hit 2 home runs in a day here last night.
He's quite a bit bigger than his football counterpart, Deion Sanders.
Yeah, he was a strong safety, and you have to come up and, as they say, support the run. Jordan takes it high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
He's another guy that got off to a little bit of a slow start, and then after he was recalled from Louisville, he started getting red hot. And those are his numbers since he was recalled from AAA. For you folks on radio, hitting .333 since he came back.
The wind and the pitch to Jordan is low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Well, they served chicken in the press room tonight. Wound up a little extra crispy.
Here we go.
The 2-0 pitch. Squibbed foul down the first base line. It's 2-1. If you just joined us and you're watching on TV, where the reason we're talking so much is they can't get radio going here yet. Poor Rick Shaw is a man possessed. The 2-1 pitch, here it is. Swung, ground ball, past third and into the corner. And Jordan has himself a double. Ron Gant will play it out there. Runner at second with 2 out. There's the first base runner of the game for either team. And Gerald Perry will bat against the left-hander. Greg Jeffries out with a strained back.
Jordan's home runs last night came in back-to-back at-bats, his last 2 of the night. He follows that up with a double in his first at-bat tonight. Like the Braves were playing a little bit off the line for him, too. Not expecting him to pull the ball.
Perry 0 for 4 last night, struck out twice, hit into a double play, but he's having a good year, hitting .277. Jordan runs extremely well. A strike to Perry. It's 0-1. Any base hit to the outfield, you figure him to score. Jordan edges away the stretch. And the 0-1 pitch. Here it is. Swung and lined into right center field. Justice on the run. He's got it, and the inning is over. Perry hit the daylights out of it, but almost right at David Justice. So nothing doing in the second. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, 1 left. We go to the half of the second inning. No score in the ball game. And he tried to jack one right out of here, and he missed it. 0-1. He's been around. He's a veteran player. But I'm sure he feels some butterflies. We put so much pressure on this guy. It's really unfair. The 0-1. A little low, a ball on the strike.
One guy alone cannot make up the difference of 9 games. One guy can help other people around him and perhaps help them get some better pitches to hit.
Ground ball to first. Perry has it. He'll take it himself in time. 1 down. McGriff gets a hand as he bounces out. That'll make him feel good. Here's David Justice. Talk with him just briefly before the game. McGriff, I'm talking about. You feel so sorry for the guy. It's a mob scene, and then all this happened up here. He's very happy to be here, and I think he's going to be a tremendous help to this club, not only on the field, but in the clubhouse. He's a solid guy. David Justice, the batter. Fast strike, 0-1, and if you joined us late again, Brian Hunter optioned to Richmond by the Atlanta team. Just prior to the game, after it was determined McGriff was able to play. Missed inside. He took some swings down in the cage under the stadium here to make sure that rib cage was all right.
And let's hope that it is, because that's the kind of thing that can linger for a whole season if you don't take care of it.
Curve is high. 2-1.
Arocha's had some trouble with left-handed hitters. Maybe McGriff or Justice or perhaps Terry Pendleton batting left-handed can make their mark against him.
2 balls, 1 strike. The wind by Arocha and the pitch. That hit everybody on its way back except the hitter. 3-1 is now the count.
On the year, left-handers hitting .341 against Arocha.
And the right-hand hitters are really struggling, as you see. 3 balls, 1 strike. High pop foul back and out of play. That's up there where Angels fear to tread tonight.
Yes.
3-2, the count to Justice. We are scoreless in the bottom of the second. Pop foul back again. Good. The firemen are going to get themselves a souvenir. Yeah. They deserve it.
Yeah, they do. Got their own little section tonight.
Yeah, they're in tall cotton, aren't they?
They're getting a luxury box for free tonight.
That's right, but no vendors. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Line drive. Good play. Alicea, 2 down. Justice hit a run on the nose, but out, 2 away. And Terry Pendleton, the batter. You talked to Terry last night about the possibility of hitting in this spot in the order.
And he said it made no difference to him as you watch the line drive again. Pendleton said as long as he sees his name in the lineup, that's all he's concerned about. 6th absolutely doesn't matter.
At the moment, we're having a simulcast from the ballpark in Atlanta. That means the same audio on radio and TV. It's not the Pete and Don didn't show. They're here right down to our right, but can't get on the air yet. The wind and the pitch. Low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch is outside. 2-0. Where are you sitting, Stan? You over in your box over there? That's great. The pitch is outside, and it's 3-0. Stan Caston just stopping by to laugh at us. He has no place to sit. But he just said, it isn't it amazing the number of people that are here, and he's right. I've got to be 35,000. Pendleton didn't get the high fastball. Cutting loose, 3-0. 3 balls, 1 strike. Pendleton out of the batter's box. 2 out, nobody aboard. Bottom of the second, scoreless game. 2-hour fire delay here. Oh, that went right into the old
torch zone. I went over there to check out the radio booth a little bit ago, and you know that fan I brought to help keep us cool?
That $274 fan? Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually, I think it's a $27.40 fan.
High pop foul out of play.
I don't think we're going to be able to use it anymore.
No.
You see Pendleton, well, that's not Terry, but you see Pendleton swinging a lot, and he's been in the hole some in this series and in the Pirates series, partly because he's been a free swinger since early May. He's only had 5 walks since the first week of May.
The payoff pitch, here it is. High fly ball, twisting foul down the left side, and out of play into the seats. And another 3-2 will come your way.
And part of the reason I like this lineup the way it is right now, Skip, is that in the third spot in the order, Terry Pendleton's had more at-bats with men in scoring position than anybody on the team, and he struggled in that spot this year, hitting barely above 200, I believe, and it'll give an opportunity to Gant or to McGriff in those situations to come through.
Again, the 3-2 popped up. On the infield, Todd Zeal calls for it at third base, and he makes the catch. No hit. Pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Braves is prohibited. We go to the third inning here, and Tom Pagnozzi will lead it off in a scoreless game. In the other baseball, I don't know if our scoreboard is accurate at all. It has the Giants leading Montreal 7-0 in the seventh, and we know that's wrong. The pitch outside. The Giants won that game 8-3. Bill Swift picked up his 13th. I'm assuming that the others are right. The Reds easily handling the Cubs, Pirates over Houston, and Colorado winning Florida. A ball and a strike. They're underway in San Diego. The Mets batting in the first inning. Pagnozzi doesn't get that one.
Went in the clubhouse before the game started, and to my surprise, they had the training room all blocked off and had towels stuck in around the doors leading to the training room because smoke had filled up that portion of the clubhouse downstairs too.
A little looper into short right field. Lemke is there. He's got it, one away. Pagnozzi is retired. Here's the pitcher, Arocha. He's hitting just .036. That's not too bueno.
1 for 28.
A little bilingual lingo there.
Yeah, that was good.
Thanks. One out, nobody on. Arocha doesn't get it. It's 0-1. He was out in front. It's 0-2. Tom Glavine has allowed just one hit, a 2-out Brian Jordan double an inning ago. That takes care of him, and Glavine records his first strikeout of the night, his 59th of the year. He has 56 walks. It's amazing with that strikeout walk ratio that he's pitched as well as he has.
And he certainly pitched better at home than on the road. A 1.8 ERA here.
Alicea bounced out his first time. Curve, strike, outside corner. It's 0-1.
For those of you who had tickets and didn't use them tonight, Braves have adopted the following ticket policy. Any fan with a paid, unused ticket may request a refund or exchange. Refunds may be made by mail only. Exchanges may be made by mail or at Gate G. Advanced ticket window, Atlanta Fulton County Stadium for any remaining game in '93, subject to availability, or any game in '94 when available.
Line left field. Gant coming on, but can't get there. Drops in front of him for a 2-out hit. He thought about diving for it, but wisely thought better of it. I commend the Braves for that. They wanted to play this game because business is so good. You disappoint all these fans because there's not room for them. So those who came are here, and then they'll try to do what they can for those who aren't. Ozzie Smith bats with a runner at first and 2 down. Ozzie fly to center on his first trip. Alicea edges away. That's popped up. Will it stay in play? Damon Berryhill has room. He's got it. He almost got Terry Tato with the mask, and the inning is over. One hit, but no runs, no errors, one left. We go to the bottom half of the third inning in a scoreless game.
And was watering the grass between the third base line and the third base dugout just in case any sparks flew out on his grass.
Berryhill swings and foul tips, and it's 0-1. That's dedication above and beyond the call of duty.
That's a man proud of his work.
If you're listening on the radio network, we want to point out again, this is a simulcast because of technical problems. We're trying to get the radio broadcast cranked up here, and they'll do it as soon as they can. The 0-1 pitch to the Atlanta catcher about to be made. Arocha deals, just missed outside. A ball and a strike.
Started to say his hose unfortunately wouldn't reach far enough to do any good up in the booth.
Fouled away. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Berryhill, Lemke, and Glavine do here in the bottom of the third. right-hander is ready, and he deals a little bit outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch is hit off the body of Arocha. He recovers, however. Throws to first in time for the first out of the inning. Barry Hill hit it sharply, but has nothing to show for it. Well, so far our offense hasn't been any better with Fred McGriff, but it hasn't been any worse. It's been just about the same. Nothing. Lemke stands in there.
Back in April, we said it's early.
It's not early anymore. Here comes Rick Shaw. First pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes. And now it's 2-0 to Lemke. One out, nobody aboard in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. A strike to Lemke is in there, and it's 2-1. Just another nice, relaxing night in paradise here. The 2-1 pitch. Looped foul into the seats.
Now, what's the ruling on foul balls into that area that's roped off? Are fans allowed to go in there as long as they just reach over that tape, or are they allowed to step over, go back?
I haven't gotten a ruling yet.
Okay. Guess if no firemen are there.
Pop foul into the populated section of the seats behind third. It's still 2-2. And 1 out, nobody aboard. Arocha gets the sign from Pagnazzi and delivers. Swung, ground ball. Zeal diving play from one knee, throws, but he beat it. Zeal chose not to get to his feet. It might have cost him on that ball. He got almost nothing on his throw, and Mark beat it out for the first Atlanta safety of the night.
I think he figured that if he didn't make the quick release from his knee, that he wasn't going to have time to get to his feet, and he wouldn't have. But these guys played some great defense last night, including Todd Zeal, who made a couple of fine plays. Just didn't have enough time to complete that one.
Talked to Joe Torre at length before the game. He's really happy with his ball club. He likes the attitude, the chemistry, and the talent of his team. See how the Braves play it here with Glavine up. He is swinging and hacks it to third with a runner going. Out at second, out at first, inning over. Beautifully done. Second night in a row, we've gone to a 5-6-3 double play. And that takes care of things. The Braves gambled, and the Braves lost their gamble. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, none left, and 3 innings have gone by. There's no score. There's Henry Matthews. He's right above where that fire was, and you can see the smoke is still, we can still get a whiff here, but it's awful where he is. A ball and a strike to count.
Sutton told me when he left the press area that he was actually feeling along the floor of the press area when he got to the outer door. It was that intense and that dark in our press room area.
The 1-1 is high and outside. It's 2-1.
And it'll take him months to get the smoke out of his hair.
Nice talk about Sparky. The pitch. Swung and missed. 2-2.
He and Pete over in Philadelphia, wasn't it?
That's right. And they're working together again tonight.
They were over there tonight in the radio booth. Beginning to wonder.
The 2-2 pitch. Just missed. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Again, Glavine into the wind, and the payoff. He walked him, so the leadoff man is aboard in the 4th. Tom issues his first walk of the night, and Todd Zeal, the batter, flied to right his first time.
One good thing for Glavine tonight, the fact that Greg Jeffries is still not in the lineup. That's why Gerald Perry is in there. And in his career, Jeffries has owned Tom Glavine, hitting well over 300 against him.
Zeal stands in. A little bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes. The stretch. Gilkey scampers back to first base. He has pretty good speed. 10 out of 18 in the stolen base department. The 1-0 pitch. Zeal waits. Gilkey is running. Ground ball tapped to second. Lemke gets to it. Throw to first in time. Zeal didn't quite hit it hard enough. He picked the right spot, but bounced up. Still, the runner is in scoring position with 1 away, and Mark Whitten is the batter.
Talking about that throw last night, Skip, the most impressive thing about it, number one, he got in the right position for it, had all his momentum going toward home plate when he cut it loose. But I don't think it ever got over about head high, and it was caught about knee high when Pagnozzi caught the ball and made the tag.
I was thinking about it on the way home last night. You know, you always think of all the plays you've seen, but I can't recall a better throw than that. I don't know how you could make a better throw than that. I'm sure there have been throws in more dramatic situations, perhaps.
But it was a cuttable ball. Perry could have cut the ball off if he needed to.
He's a good-looking young player. Two balls, no strikes, the count.
He was one of the prized prospects for the Toronto Blue Jays before going to Cleveland. And now living up to the potential everybody saw in him.
Glavine steps back as Whitten steps out of the batter's box. 2 balls, no strikes. Lemke in behind the runner. Glavine goes to the plate. Little swinging bunt. Tommy off the mound in good shape. Going to have to hurry. Threw it low. It gets by McGriff. A run will score. Let's see how far Whitten goes. He is racing for third. And it's 1-0. We'll see how they score it. It's a hit. And an error on Glavine and no RBI. So an infield hit for Whitten. The error on Glavine gets the run home.
Glavine tried to pick this ball up and throw flat-footed. He knew he didn't have much time. And as a result, threw it low and threw it right into the runner. That's what made it impossible for Fred McGriff to come up with it.
So the 1 run is in, and now you try to exercise damage control and keep it right there. A run in, a runner at third, and 1 out. Jordan doubled on the left field line his first time. Infield comes in. That's how impressed the Braves are with Arocha, and that's how bad the Braves offense has been in recent days. A little bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
First error committed by Tom Glavine since August 30th, 1990. 152 chances ago and 93 games ago.
1 ball, no strikes. Outside again. It's 2-0. Jordan out of the box. Now he's ready. Infield in for Atlanta. The outfield shades Jordan to the off field. The 2-0 pitch. Here it is. Swung, grounded into left field. That scores the run. Well, the Braves gambled again and lost. That's probably an out with the infield back, but with the infield in, it slipped through. And it's 2-0 and an RBI for Jordan, his 24th of the year, and he's having some series.
Brian Jordan hitting over 400 now with men in scoring position, and he's 4 for his last 4. 2 homers, a double, and this single that probably, as Skip pointed out, would have been an out if the infield's back. 5 for 5 going back to his at bat before the 2 home runs last night. You got to react quick when you're playing in on the grass and no chance for Blauser.
Gerald Perry, the batter, he lined out his first time, hit the ball very hard to Justice. So the Cardinals are on top 2-0. If it stays that way, the Braves will be 10 games out. So time to get cranking. The Giants won earlier today. The Reds beat the Cubs 8-3. High to Perry. In the ninth, Colorado leads Florida 6-3. Pirates beat Houston 2-1. San Diego 1-0 over the Mets in the second. So we're back to just doing TV now. Pete and Don are cranking away over on radio. He chops it foul down the first base line. A ball and a strike is the count. Same two teams tomorrow night. Greg Maddux and Joe McGriff will pitch. And then up in Pittsburgh, John Smoltz against Paul Wagner, Steve Avery against Zane Smith, Pete Smith against Bob Walk, and Glavine against Randy Tomlin on Sunday before we leave town. Sweeps outside, 2 balls and a strike. What were you telling me? One of the Cardinals walked up to Lee Smith out in the outfield when the fire was going on and said, "Okay, big guy, put that one up."
Yeah.
Pretty good line.
A writer could have been out there writing them all down tonight.
Yeah, there were a bunch of, many of which will leave to your imagination. 2 balls and a strike. 2-4-0 for the Cardinals. 0-1-1 for the Braves.
Batting practice was going on when the fire ignited. Everybody hastened a quick retreat out to the deep right center and right field grass.
He had a home run cut, but he didn't get it, and the count evens 2-2. Yeah, Joe Torre was saying Bobby must have started that. They got the hit and we didn't. Two balls, 2 strikes. 2 in, 1 out, 1 on. Threw the fastball by him. Perry is out of there for the second out of the inning. Glavine records his second strikeout. And Tom Pagnozzi will be the batter.
Good changeup by Glavine. Had Perry looking back over his shoulder when he walked back to the dugout. And Gerald reaching for it just a little bit too.
Pagnozzi popped to second his first time. They play him around toward right, and that's normally the way he hits the ball. High and away, 1-0. The count. It's even now on Pagnozzi, 1-1. Cardinals were to televise this game, but I understand we're unable to do so. Their radio network is in operation, as is ours now. A ball and a strike.
They're still working from their booth, their regular radio booth behind home plate, but it smells like somebody's burning tires over there for them. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, they're going to
look at Mike Shannon.
Look at Shannon, yeah. And Colin, the engineer. Jack's got the duty. He can't wear that gizmo. Well hit to right field, but they had him played perfectly. Justice can't make the catch. It's over his head, and a run is going to try to score. He'll score easily. Pagnozzi is at second. I thought Justice would catch that ball, but it got over his head. And it's 3-0. A big 2-out hit for the Cardinal catcher.
You were talking about how Pagnozzi likes to hit the ball to right field, Skip. That's definitely his spot. But with Justice shading him in a little bit shallow, he didn't expect him to hit the ball over his head. And frankly, I would not have either. That's quite a drive to the off-field by Tom Pagnozzi, and when you've got Brian Jordan on the sacks, an easy score from first base on the 2-out double by the catcher.
Yeah, when the ball popped back over his head toward the infield, you knew it was history. Well, it's 3-0, and the pitcher will hit. 0-1 is the count.
Here's the former Atlanta Falcons safety. Of course, with 2 outs, he was off at the crack of the bat, and then when he saw Bucky Dent waving him, no trouble at all.
0-2 on Arocha. But a disastrous inning for Atlanta. And that blow makes all the runs in the inning earned. That ends the inning. Strikeout number 3 for Glavine, but not before. 3-run score on 3 hits. 1 error was charged. It was costly, and a runner was left. Go to the bottom half of the 4th inning with St. Louis on top 3-0. Temperature reached between 16 and 1800 degrees. That's enough for me. Dion, first pitch swinging, pops it up. That's easy. Ozzie Smith puts it away, 1 down.
He's jammed him twice.
This guy looks like a pretty good pitcher.
Oh, he's got good movement on his pitches.
And he throws strikes.
And it doesn't seem like he hits the same spot twice in a row. Pagnozzi gives him a target in. Dion can't get around on it.
Jeff Blauser is the hitter, and he hits that ball hard into right field, but Witten is there. 2 pitches, 2 out in the 4th. That ball was hit hard. These guys have played great defense in the first 2 games of this series, too.
You were saying what Joe Torre said about his ball club. I'm very impressed with them. I think they're going to give the Phillies all they want for the rest of the year in that National League East. And Arocha's doing what his ball club would like to see him do. After getting 3 runs, he's right out there trying to get a 3-up and 3-down inning and get his offense back up there.
Ron Gant bats. Take a pitch, Ron, please. He did. It's a strike. At least they're not going to get us out on 3 pitches. 0-1. That ground out was to shortstop by Gant. That's outside. A ball and a strike.
You know, I've always said I enjoy doing broadcasts like, you know, a couple of fans sitting in the stands watching the ball game. Well, I got my wish tonight.
Yes.
I've already been hit by a bag of peanuts. Had Coke poured all over me. It's a pretty good feeling.
Poor baby. 1-2 the count. I don't want to belabor the point, but I wish people could appreciate, and I know they can't, but the work done by our crew to get this thing on the air is incredible. Our chief audio guy is an old friend, Grover Cleveland Huckabee III, and he and his troops, you'll never know how hard they had to work to pull this thing off.
And they did it in about a half hour. Had everything set up in about 30 minutes.
2 balls, 2 strikes. They're the best in the business. There's no doubt about it. Two balls, 2 strikes. Fred McGriff would be next. He grounded to first on his initial appearance in a Braves uniform. Ground ball sharply hit. Ozzie, long throw. Look at him unload, and the inning is over. Nobody gets rid of the ball any more quickly than does the Wizard of Oz. Nothing doing in the 4th. Arocha's given up a hit, but he's faced the minimum. We go to the 5th. 3-0 St. Louis. High and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 3-0 St. Louis is our score. They got him in the 4th. The Giants won their game today. Strike called on the outside corner, evens it up at 1-1. Little looper into right center field. Justice and Sanders come on. Nobody can get there. And it falls for a hit. And the Cardinals have the leadoff man on again. That's the second inning in a row that's happened. Last time it led to 3 runs.
Second inning in Arocha.
Ozzie has flied to center and fouled to the catcher. See if they play hit and run with Alicea. He is 3 out of 3 on the stolen base department. Braves think they might and chase the runner back to first. In the American League, Cleveland beat Oakland 9-5. Baltimore shut out Kansas City 7-0. Yankees lost to Seattle 9-5. Toronto beat the White Sox 7-2, and Boston over California 2-1. Minnesota 4-3 over Detroit, and in the bottom of the 7th, Texas 4-1 over Milwaukee.
Don't forget last night, Damon Berryhill 4 for 4 gunning down base stealers.
Line drive up the middle, center field, base hit with the runner going. They're on the corners with nobody out. Things not starting pleasantly for Atlanta in this one. They played the hit and run, and Ozzie hit it right up the middle.
Skip, this ball club does not normally pound you into submission with their home runs, even though they had 3 last night. They are a line drive hitting ball club. Ozzie Smith has been red hot, and his area that he's been working over has been up the middle. And on a hit and run, normally you want to stay away from that area of the ballpark because that's where somebody's going to cover second with the runner moving. But Ozzie still found a hole and a base hit. With Lemke covering, Blauser couldn't get to it.
Leo Mazzoni on his way to the mound, and activity will commence in the Atlanta bullpen. Steve Bedrosian is going to get up along with Kent Mercker.
About a half hour before this game started, I made a trip up into the clubhouse to get something to drink, and I saw Tom Glavine, and he was in the dining area, if you will, of the clubhouse, kind of just pacing around, just walking laps around the dining area. I asked him if he was antsy to get started, and he said no, not really, meaning he wasn't that nervous about it or that anxious to get started. But I know that the delay certainly probably threw him out of sync a little bit.
He gave up a hit in the second, a hit in the third, 3 in the fourth, and 2 already here in the 5th. Former Braves manager Joe Torre looks on. They're on the corners. Good speed on the bases. Good speed in the batter's box. Infield plays back, trying to stay out of the big inning. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Well, it was very scary before the game, and now if you're a Braves fan, it's a little scary during it. Fouled back. Looked like he took a shot at right field. And the count evens at a ball and a strike.
All the Cardinals appear to be good situational hitters. They're all willing to take a pitch or two. They're willing to hit the ball to the opposite field, try to find the hole that you see there on the right side with Ozzie at first. That's why they've improved that run production you saw earlier.
Ground ball to third. Runner comes home. They turn it on him. They've got him hung up. Running back towards third. Did he get him? Yes. A 5-2 gets Alicea. And a good job by Berryhill to keep Ozzie Smith from getting beyond second base.
If Damon Berryhill gives up the ball too early after the throw from Pendleton, if he gets him headed back to third and gives it up too soon, then they run Alicea back to home plate, and that's when Ozzie Smith takes third. But Berryhill did a good job of pump faking his throws, and that's what caused Alicea to head back to third and then slow down enough that Damon could get him.
Tell you what, if he keeps going, I think he makes it. Terry's throw was very high. Berryhill had to reach high to get it, but by then Alicea had made up his mind to try to get caught in the rundown. Well, let's see if the Braves can utilize that good fortune to get out of this inning and stay in the game. First and second now with 1 out. Todd Zeile, the batter. Throwing away, 1 ball, no strike. Zeile 0 for 2.
He might have been able just to run him right back to the bag, even if he doesn't make the tag here, and run him right on into left field and then make it.
With all that equipment on, that would be very tiring. The 1-0 pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. It's 3-0 Cardinals, and they threaten to get more here in the 5th. But the Braves now with a good chance to get out of the inning. Zeal and Witten are the batters they have to get. Three balls, no strikes. That didn't miss by much, and now Glavine. I know this about Joe Torre. He is a riverboat gambler. I'm not saying he'll have him swinging, but it wouldn't surprise me if he did.
Zeal had his 16-game hitting streak snapped like last night, so he's been swinging the bat very well.
He's taking, and it's a strike, and it's 3-1. Bedrosian and Merker about ready if needed in the Atlanta bullpen, but Glavine trying to pitch through this 5th. Three and 2. Now what do you do, Joe Torre? Do you send the runners on the 3-2 pitch with 1 out? I'm betting he will.
I would, because Todd Zeal's not the typical cleanup slugger. In fact, he's only got 4 home runs batting in the cleanup spot. Good contact hitter. And he needs to play it as a hitter, like a hit and run. Make sure he puts the ball in play somewhere to protect them.
The 3-2, they run. Line drive, right field, base hit. A run is in. The other runner races to third. They missed the cutoff man, but Zeal is unable to move up, and he went the other way, and it's 4-0, and the Braves' problems continue. And Mark Witten will be the batter. They are 1st and 3rd in us to death. Zeal drives in his 47th run.
And watch how he goes after this pitch. Nice inside-out stroke. Teams are beginning to do this to Tom Glavine more and more. They're beginning to giving up the inside part of the plate and then adjust. And then when he tries to throw the changeup away or run the fastball away, they're ready and they hit the line drives to right field.
So Steve Bedrosian gets the call out of the Atlanta bullpen, and we'll be back right after this. Bedrosian ready to go to work. Wild pitch. It pops right back. They got a shot at the plate. He is safe. Berryhill started to make the play himself, then decided to throw it. And on a bang play, they beat the Rap. Gilkey has scored, and it's 5-0.
That ball came back so quickly to Damon that Steve Bedrosian couldn't get to the plate in time to take the feed. Damon popped up as it came back quickly to him off the concrete surrounding the camera position behind home plate. And you can see Steve was only about halfway to home plate. Berryhill tried to lead him. The tag was applied, but his foot got across before the glove came down.
Good call by Terry Tata.
Yes. Good call.
That's in there, and the count evens at 1-1.
And a lot of speed by Gilkey, too, able to beat the tag.
The 1-1. He had a home run cut, but he didn't get it. It's 1-2. So 2 more runs are in, and it's 5-0 St. Louis. And the Braves, unless they can rally, will be 10 games out of first. I don't believe, I'm quite sure we haven't been 10 out all year. The 1-2 will not be made. Bedrosian steps off the mound. Fly ball left field. Gant is there waiting. He's got it for the second out. And Brian Jordan is the batter. Jordan, a double, a single. He's scored a run. He's driven one in. He's had 5 hits in a row. He has scored 3 runs in this series and driven in the same number. Runner at second, 2 out, but 2 have scored. On the corner, 0-1. Pete Van Weer and Don Sutton will join you at the end of this half inning, and hopefully we'll do a more profitable job than we've been able to for you Braves fans. He foul tipped it into the glove.
You know, all year long there have been 4 guys trying to squeeze into 3 spots in the Braves outfield. This foursome they've got working right now for the Cardinals, quite a talented group too, with Quitton, Blankford, Gilkey, and Jordan. And Joe Torre trying to make sure everybody gets enough at bats and enough playing time. Seems to be working out pretty well right now.
Colorado went ahead and beat the Marlins 6-3 the final here. The 0-2 pitch to Brian Jordan. Line drive, right field. Justice on the run. That's a foul ball. He just missed another double.
And just missed hitting Kent Merker. Look at the legs in that guy. He can talk about strong.
He's a big, strong man.
Listed at 6'1", 205.
Just did stay alive. Almost had the fastball by. It's still 0-2. Well, you talk about a tough night at the ballpark. We've had one here tonight.
I think everybody around and everybody concerned just thrilled that it happened when it happened.
Oh, if it had happened at 7:15 or so, hate to think what would have happened here. Oh, here comes an extension cord. Good. The stretch. The pitch. High pop foul out of play. Still 0-2 the count to Jordan.
Steve Bedrosian has made several pitches to Jordan here, trying to polish him off 0-2, and has yet to really throw one off the plate to waste a pitch to see if he'll go after it.
There's one off the plate, a little chin music. 1-2 the count. Again, if you joined us late, Braves have optioned Brian Hunter to Richmond to make room on their roster for Fred McGriff. I have no reason for this, but I don't think they're through dealing yet. Boy, this is a pretty good duel. Another good Bedrosian fastball, but he spoiled it.
He's got some quick hands. What bothered him, I think, when he was first making his arrival here in the big leagues, like it happens to so many young players, they have a little trouble adjusting to some breaking balls. They get set up by some of the veteran pitchers. But his quickness, very obvious here on the fastball.
The 1-2. Way high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. High pop foul back and out of play. The Braves have not been 10 or more out since the last day of the 1990 season. And they're not 10 out yet, but they're 9.5 at the moment and trailing 5-0.
Well, that's the same area that the Cardinals were in back in late June, but they were able to recover from that and climb right back in the pennant race with the Phillies, but they had to get some help from the Phillies to do it.
So far, the Giants have not been very cooperative. Foul back again.
That foul ball in an area right over in the control room where they operate the scoreboard and message board here at the stadium, and you see the masks in that area too. It was completely filled with smoke. You couldn't even see in the glass from the field during the fire.
So you're getting out of there is about as scared as I've ever been.
Well, you had a little one to get out too.
Yeah. He did fine, but it was scary. Got him with a breaking ball, and the inning is over. But another profitable one for St. Louis. They score 2 times on 3 hits and leave 1.
That they did handling this tonight, and it was impressive. It's unfortunate that we did have the fire, but thank God nobody was hurt. Fred McGriff grounded to first his first time up, but a tremendous reception for Fred the first time he came to the plate, a standing ovation. First pitch to him down low, 1-0. You saw from that shot, and you've seen it a couple of times tonight where we're sitting here. I feel like I'm in a lecture auditorium taking notes here. McGriff wanted, asked for, and got time out.
Sort of feel like I'm back in Double-A. Some of the booths in Double-A located at about this level. This was the roof.
That's fisted out of play, and it's 1-1 to McGriff. Well, there's been much talk about Fred McGriff becoming an Atlanta Brave. It was official on Sunday. He is here, but his arrival today upstaged by some wonderful people from the fire department and a lot of other people, public servants doing a great job. 1-2 to McGriff. So you guys all went down on the field, huh?
Yeah, we spent the whole time down on the field.
That's another grounder to first, and again Gerald Perry will trot it to the bag, and 1 out here in the 5th inning.
The options were limited. Because of the smoke, they closed off both locker rooms for a time. You couldn't go in there, so all the players had to go out in the field. There was smoke pouring into the tunnel, and they wouldn't let you stay in there. So it was either get out of the ballpark totally or go onto the field, and most of us chose to go onto the field.
Take a few ground balls.
Oh, no, there was no baseball going on.
Here's David Justice. First pitch to David outside, 1-0.
A little tough to take ground balls when a hook and ladder is parked right across home plate.
The Cards with 3 in the 4th inning. 2 more in the 5th. 5-8-0 for the Cardinals. Fouled at the plate. 1-1 to Justice. And I tell you, this is our first look at Arocha, but I'm impressed with his stuff.
You got to be impressed with his stuff and his control. Looks like he can throw just about all his pitches for strikes almost anytime he wants to.
Pitch is somewhat like a left-hander. You've heard us talk about left-handers, how everything moves. As you watch Arocha as the game progresses, you'll see nothing straight comes from the right-hander. Another foul ball, and it's 1-2 to Justice. Where were you when all the activity started over there? Were you back in the lounge?
I was back in the press lounge getting ready to do my lineups.
Well, I was sitting in the WGST booth where we do our radio and happened to watch it pop up over there. That's outside. It's 2-2. And what I thought I was going to see is somebody run down with one of those little red cylinder fire extinguishers and pop it out. And the next thing I know, John Sherholtz's booth that you see next to us became very hot. That's fisted to shallow center. Backpedaling is Ozzie Smith. He overruns it. That'll be a base hit for David Justice. Second hit of the night for the Braves. And they need to bunch a few of them together.
Ball was not hit that high in the air, and I don't know if Ozzie may not have lost track of this ball at some point. Lost his footing right at the very end. Still had the presence to grab it barehanded and get it to second base to hold Justice to a single.
If you talk to infielders, Pete, won't they tell you that's the toughest play?
Yeah, going back on a ball not hit that high in the air. They don't have time to get back and get under it.
Here's Terry Pendleton. Pendleton popped to third his first time, takes ball 1 outside. So to put a lid on that story, I was sitting in the booth there, and when the far side of John Sherholtz's wall became engulfed in flame, it made sense to me to exit the premises, but I had to do it on the Braille system.
Yeah, it was a little shaky getting out of there with all that smoke. Tough to see, tough to breathe.
1-1 to Pendleton. I gotta tell you, my first thought was they should cancel this and let's go on, because I said none of the fans are going to stay. But this is an impressive group of people that stayed out in the outfield. Fly ball left field. Under it. Yoki makes the catch.
Fans actually had to leave the ballpark. They did not let any of the fans go down into the field.
Now, they were all outside, but I tell you, they didn't wander off very far. And I was out there and headed out, and there 5 minutes after we were out there, the first question from everybody was, okay, when are they going to start the game?
Oh, yeah.
I said, I don't know. There's some damage. But yeah, but when are we going to start the game? Let's go. Let's play baseball. Here's Damon Berryhill. Berryhill tapped back to the pitcher his first time up. Actually, a pretty firm tap. Arocha knocked it down with his bare hand and made the play.
You've been around ball players, so you can imagine some of the wisecracks that were coming from them out in the outfield as they were watching all the proceedings.
To center field. It's going to hang up in the air for Brian Jordan. He camped under it, makes the catch. So the Braves get the base hit out of Justice, but that's all the artillery here in the 5th inning. We put 5 in the books in Atlanta. It's the Cards on top, 5-0.
It was burning at its fullest. Just to show you how Ed Mangan cares about his job. The firefighters are on the hook and ladder trying to put the fire out in all of those boxes. Ed Mangan is on the field with a hose spraying the grass to make sure that none of it got burned by any flying sparks.
Out of play. It's 2-2 now to Perry. And as far as I could tell when we walked down there afterwards, he was very successful. No damage on the field. Actually, from a minimum amount of damage, and I say that, you're seeing some pictures now of some obvious fire damage, but folks, if you could have been here 20 minutes after that baby popped.
I'll tell you what the fear was. The fear was the upper deck, the seats above. They were afraid that the flames were going to spread up above the luxury boxes and get into those seats above. In fact, a couple of bits of flame did come down below and burn some of the seats in the lower level. But they were really afraid that if that fire got through the roof of any of those boxes, that they were going to be in some serious trouble on the upper deck. You can see some of the seats down below that got burned out.
These seats are of a plastic,
They're plastic, yeah.
substance, so once they get hot enough, they'd make it even hotter fire.
They did determine what that huge explosion was that happened midway through it. It was apparently the chemicals in the photo lab, which is also located along that stretch.
To right field and deep. Back goes Justice on the warning track, and he's got it. Perry hit it on the button, but a nice running catch for David Justice. 1 out here in the 6th inning. Well, I kind of felt like Bill White and Phil Rizzuto. I was halfway home, White, when I had to come back. Here's Pagnozzi. He has a double, and he's popped a second. That double plated one. This time to right field. Another chance for Justice. Near the foul line and in foul territory. Good.
For those of you that joined us late, that's what it looked like at about 6 o'clock this evening. And the booth off to the left there with a sign underneath it, that is our former radio booth. And the fire eventually spread into it.
Here's Arocha. He takes strike 1 at the knees. To right field, and it's a base hit. Arocha came into this ballgame 1 out of 28, and David Justice makes it interesting and close at first.
He's had a couple of opportunities to try this year. The first time he wanted to do it, he couldn't get Brian Hunter's attention to go over and cover at first base, but Fred McGriff picked up on it right away as soon as he sees David Justice. Well, no, he didn't pick up on it right away. In fact, he never did get to the bag. It's happened so rarely. We've seen it happen before. I think the last Brave that got thrown out at first base by a right fielder was Ernie Whitt, the catcher. Happened to him in Houston.
I'd rather not talk about it if you don't mind.
Happened to you once, huh?
No, twice. Alisea first pitch swinging grounds to Lemke. And that'll take care of the Cardinals half of the 6th inning. Bedrosian gives up the single to Arocha, but leaves him standing there. 5.5 from Atlanta. It's the Cardinals. First pitch swinging to left field fairly deep. But Yoki's got a beat on it. 1 pitch, 1 out for Arocha here in the 6th inning. There's a look at the American League.
Minnesota 1-run win over Detroit. It was Cleveland 9-5 over Oakland. Seattle beat the Yankees 9-5. Baltimore shut out Kansas City. Ben McDonald, I believe, the pitcher there. Boston over California 2-1. Chicago wins a big one over Toronto 2-1. Texas beat Milwaukee 5-1. We don't have a lot of details. Our sports ticker melted.
Here's Pacoda. He takes the first one, ball 1-0. We can tell you that Pacoda has been to bat 20 times as a pinch hitter. He's 5 out of 20. And he takes 2-0. We also can tell you it's unusual to see Pacoda take 2 consecutive pitches when he comes off the bench. Hammered past Ozzie. Pacoda has his 6th pinch hit base hit. His batting average now will climb up around the 300 mark. He's at first. Only the 3rd hit of the night for the Braves. We'll go to the top of the order in Deion Sanders. Sanders 0 for 2. First pitch swinging, grounded to third. First pitch swinging, popped to short. Takes this one high, 1-0. Misses the off-speed pitch, and the count 1-1. 2 or 3 things you gotta like about Arocha. As Pete mentioned earlier, his control exceptional. His stuff very good. But he's one who doesn't take a lot of time. Seems very aware of the game. He's already noticed right there that Gerald Perry, with the big lead, should be behind the base runner, and so Gerald does move back. Good reports on René Arocha. Misses outside, 2-1.
You know, I remember when he first made it known that he had defected to this country and was trying to hook on with a ball club somewhere. A lot of scouts went to watch him pitch, and they thought he was a little short on his stuff. The Cardinals, one of the few teams willing, really, to even take a chance on Arocha. A lot of teams passed on him.
Ground ball headed to right field. It's a base hit for Sanders. 2 in a row, and the Bays with a little something going here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And it'll bring Jeff Blauser to the plate. If I remember correctly, when we saw the Goodwill games and the Pan Am games, he was not one of their top 3 or 4 pitchers down in Cuba.
Well, I think that was one of the things that concerned a lot of the scouts, even though the Cuban team doesn't make many appearances in this country. They almost always come over here once a year to play in some kind of international competition, so you do know a little bit about their ball club, and the Major League scouts do have a chance to see these guys. And I guess they figured if he wasn't one of the top 3 or 4 pitchers on the Cuban national team, how could he be a Major League pitcher? But he's proved those scouts wrong.
1-0 to Blauser. To left field. Deep. Back to the wall is Gilkey. Home run, Blauser. A 3-run homer for Jeff Blauser, his 7th of the year, his 36th, 7th, and 8th RBI. And all of a sudden, the Cardinals are within shouting distance. It's 5-3. still only one out in the bottom of the sixth, and here's Ron Gant. Base hit for Gant. At 4 base hits in a row.
Beginning to unravel a little bit for René Arocha. Here's the home run pitch he threw. Fastball right down the middle of the plate to Jeff Blauser. That ball had very little movement on it. And it gets the Braves back to within 2. It's also going to get the Cardinal bullpen going here after the base hit by Ron Gant.
The phone call made to the bullpen, and now pitching coach Joe Coleman will make his way to the mound. A look at the Cardinal bullpen.
That's Real Cormier, a left-hander, starting to loosen up.
And what better theatrics? Braves down by 2. And the hitter and representing the tying run, newcomer Fred McGriff. It started quietly, a fly to left by Lemke, then Pacoda pinch hit single, Deion Sanders single to right field, then a 3-run homer by Jeff Blauser.
And you see this happen a lot when a team has never faced
that in a landslide. The fans want a curtain call. They don't want to sit down. It's a standing ovation still. And if you know anything about Fred McGriff, you'll know that a curtain call is not his style. Well, the fans want more. The fans want more out of Fred McGriff, but Joe Torre wants a new pitcher. It's Real Cormier, and we'll be right back.
From Brussels to Budapest, Milan to Munich, Delta give.
And that pitch a ball. And the Pirate.
He has back to the Giants.
Mountain Man can often be found on the trail of adventure, in search of remote watering holes, or weathering harsh climates. Most often, however, you'll find the Mountain Man wherever you find smooth bush beer or easy drinking Busch Light. So,
Braves have not had an inning this big since all the way back on July 3rd.
Foul at the plate, and it's 2-1 on Justice. David at 240. He's got himself 21 homers, 61 RBIs. In all of the fun in watching McGriff circle the bases, we forgot to tell you that's his 19th homer, and it gives him 48 RBIs. A little power in the middle of that lineup with Gant, McGriff, and Justice. A strike to Justice. It's even 2-2. Got him. So Cormier restores a little order. He takes out Justice with the strikeout. 2 gone, and it'll bring up Terry Pendleton.
And Don, I can remember one other Atlanta Brave playing in his first game in a Braves uniform who hit his first home run in the 6th inning in his 3rd at bat. His name was Bob Horner. He hit it off Bert Blyleven when he was pitching with the Pittsburgh Pirates. His 3rd time up in a Braves uniform. That was his 3rd time up in pro ball. He hit a home run off Blyleven. Similar kind of reaction from a much bigger crowd tonight.
You see what Pendleton has done. The pop went to third. The fly went to left. Terry 0 for 2. And around the 250 mark. Back up the middle and a base hit. 6 hits in the inning. 8 for the night.
I have a feeling you're going to see Terry Pendleton really respond to this drop in the batting order. Because he's no longer under that pressure to be the big RBI man hitting out of the number 3 spot.
He's at first base, and here's the 9th man of the inning to come to bat, Damon Berryhill. Grounded to the pitcher, fly to center. Damon this time will bat from the right-handed batter's box. First pitch swinging, base base hit, Berryhill. And Pendleton ends up at third.
Well, that swing of the bat by Fred McGriff seems to have woken everybody up offensively. Hitters very, very aggressive. First pitch swinging was Pendleton. First pitch swinging was Berryhill.
That'll bring up Mark Lemke. He started this inning, and Mark wants a shot too. He flied to left to start it off. An inning like this, you know, Lemke doesn't want to make the first and the last out of the inning. Tapper toward short. Looks like he's going to. They'll force Berryhill at second, but not before the Braves.
Fly to center twice tonight. Gone. Arocha fans 2 in a row, 3 in the game, and halfway through, the Mets continue to trail St. Louis by a 3-1 score. And here's a word from your Tri-State Toyota.
Arocha should have plenty of stamina. He has not thrown that many pitches. Bouncing ball hit to short. Here comes Ozzie Smith throwing on the run. Close play, but he got him. Tell you about Jeremy Burnett. He can run. He's a big guy, but he can really go down the line.
And there's a 38-year-old who can run. Ozzie has turned himself into an outstanding base stealer. Always had the great defense. On the Toyota American League scoreboard, the Yankees and Blue Jays both won today. Baltimore knocked off the Red Sox tonight, so the Orioles stay 4 back. Boston falls a game and a half back. Royals lose in the West after Texas won today. They were 8-2 winners behind Kevin Brown at Oakland.
Tim Bogart, the hitter, and a 1-strike count.
And as the score showed, the White Sox winning again tonight.
And the White Sox, of course, acquired Tim Belcher from Cincinnati. That'll certainly shore up their starting rotation. And a 2-strike count on Tim Bogart. Mets are up against a formidable right-hander here tonight in René Arocha. He is really going to be a good one. Low and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Joe Torre raves about René Arocha. Compares his stuff with just about anybody in the league. Hit late a foul ball back toward the crowd and out of play. Final game of the series tomorrow with Doc Gooden on the mound. Real Cormier, a left-hander, takes Joe McGriff's spot in the rotation to pitch against New York. Hit foul down the left field line.
And Joe McGriff has had a real up and down season. Came back and struggled after his injury. Then he got hot for about a month, and now he's in the bullpen after failing miserably on the Cardinal road trip just completed.
Cormier can be tough. He is a crafty type left-hander, throws a lot of breaking pitches. Mets have not fared well against left-handers. They haven't seen all that many. But for the year against a starting left-handed pitcher, the Mets have won 6 while losing 23. They lost to a left-hander, Alan Watson, last night. Fastball just off the corner. René Arocha wanted that one.
He was on his way to the dugout. It might have been ruled just a little high by Phil Cuzzy. Looked like it had the plate, but he must have called it high.
Pitching 2-2. And a breaking ball low outside, ball 3. When you look at René Arocha, he reminds you a little bit in appearance of Bobby Valentine. Two outs, nobody on. 3-2 on the hitter, Tim Bogart. High pop fly. Coming in is Todd Zeile, the third baseman, diving. Oh, what a catch by Todd Zeile. The catcher didn't realize where it was, or he would have gone out and made the grab. And Todd Zeile had to come as hard as he could come. He made a headlong dive and a fantastic catch. Side retired. They're out 1-2-3, middle of the 7th inning. The Cardinals 3 and the Mets 1.
Tonight's game, the Florida Marlins and the St. Louis Cardinals. This young man has pitched very, very well for the Cardinals. Former member of the Cuban national team. And the weather right now, okay, but we have humidity up to 87, a 90% chance of rain, and just a slight wind out of the south at 6. And that slight wind, as